Now we're faced with it.
Yeah.
So we're going to always be financially behind.
I'm going to say this. We lost our love. A lot of us in the community, we lost our heart. Because back in the day, think about it, those 80-year-olds, they took care of business. Now, they may have been in the wrong product, but they still did it. It still was important. Even if it didn't show up the way, it was supposed to show up, they still made sure, I'm going to take care. This is like a love letter. Now, back in the day, if you went into an old person's house, they're going to offer you something.
What's up, folks? Now, on this show, we cut through the myth, the excuses, and we talk about the things that really build us up as men, women, fathers, mothers, and as a community. Today's topic, one of the quiet killers of Black generational wealth. So here's the truth. Too many of us don't trust financial systems. Rightly so. It's not like their record has been squeaky clean, right? But it's costing our families. Most of us, again with good reason, don't believe that these institutions were ever built to protect us. But that mistrust shows up big time around life insurance. There is an institution called LIMRA, L-I-M-R-A, and they have an insurance barometer, and their studies show that only 54% of Black Americans own a life insurance policy. 54%. And what's worse is out of those 54%, half of them will tell you that they don't have enough coverage. So should something happen to the breadwinner, that family's going to struggle. Meanwhile, other communities are using life insurance not just for funerals, but as a tool to build and pass on wealth. And for those of us who know how powerful these policies can be, it's frustrating to watch these same patterns repeat. So on today's episode, we're talking about why that is. I have my friend Willie Nash, who owns his agency, and one of his colleagues, a 10-year veteran, Ms. Jennifer Lewis, who can tell us about what's real, what we should fear, and how we flip these numbers in our favor. Welcome to Manhood Matters. Let's get to it. In the living room, finds his voice, 4 souls gathered, making a choice. We have Jennifer, and we have returning to the mic, a very good friend of the show, Mr. Nash, Willie Nash. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Happy to be back.
All right. What's going on? How are you, Jennifer?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. This is something that has been on my mind for a while because I experienced it, I dealt with it, and I could not believe what was going on. I'm not going to mention the person. He knows who he is. If he listens to the show, he'll listen to this episode. But I remember at one point, I was selling life insurance. Lasted 5 minutes because of the frustrations that you guys had to deal with. And I'm a salesperson. But it was one of those things where it was like something that was near and dear to my heart. I felt like I was helping a cause and I was trying to uplift our people because it wasn't like I'm selling a security system or I'm selling a water filter or I'm selling a satellite dish. I'm selling something that's going to serve you and your family for a very long time. Something that can help you build wealth, etc. All these things that you guys already know. So I went to this brother and I said, you have a policy on yourself, right? You got a kid, something happens to you. And he goes, no. And I knew he didn't. So I would just say, just want to educate him a little bit. He felt as if I was trying to get over. It was like something I'm trying to get for myself. And I was like, nah, bro, it's something you need. He didn't say those words, but I kind of felt like that was the pushback. That's what the resistance was about. So then I kept pushing because, again, this mattered to me. So I said, hey, look, you need to get this done. He didn't want to, but I said, I'm going to get you a quote anyway. So the quote came back and it was like $150 a month. And dude was like, man, that's too much money. I don't really want to spend that. I let it go for a little bit. And I came back to him and I said, look, you smoke. How much you spend on weed? And he forgot the first conversation. So he didn't know where I was going with this. I was like, how much you spend on weed a week? I was all nice and shit. It was just like, man, like 90 to 100 and 120 a week, depending on what I'm getting.
Wow.
But, that's my little release. I work hard all week. And I was like, I get it. I said, so if you do the math, you spend about $400 a month on weed, right? But you're not willing to invest $150 for your son?
Got him.
Yeah.
So what do you guys run into? Because it seems to be rampant in our community. We seem to have a hard time understanding what life insurance is, what it's supposed to do. Why is it such a challenge for our people to understand that it's a necessity. It's not something that you might get. You should get maybe after you pay all your other bills. This is super important.
I don't think they're confused at all. It's not that the people are confused, they don't understand. Really, if we're going to be honest about it, people are very selfish. This is a product that they don't directly benefit from. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, when I got into the industry, I was like you. I said, I'm going to help all these people. They're going to think like I think. They're going to get it. It's going to be an easy sell, right? Mm-hmm. Then we get into the business, and it's like, why is it so hard for you to, like you said, you do this, you have a shoe habit, you have an eating habit, you have a Chick-fil-A habit, whatever it is. But when we say protect your children, protect your spouse, they don't want to do it. And it's not a knowing problem. It's something in our community. We're really being selfish, because if I had a hot product like, hey, I'm selling these, red bottoms, or I'm going to sell you this bracelet, or I can get your hair done.
Yeah, and that's a good
They'll
deal.
do it, or cell phone even.
Yeah.
People pay, a lot for cell phone insurance and all this other insurance because it is directly benefiting them. Mm-hmm. The number one thing that, Willie and I get is, well, I'm going to die anyway. I'm not going to see the money. It's not going to benefit me. So some people are brave enough to say it out loud. A lot of people are not, but that's what it is. They say, I want that insurance that I can get something out of. Mm-hmm. I want that IUL insurance. What's that thing called? That UL? That's what I want. Well, I can go in and get something, because if they can't get anything out of the deal, they do not want it.
Immediate gratification.
Yes.
That's what they want, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. I still think that there has to be, the education factor. I still think, because, what is it with us? We're not, so when I go back to, I look at our people, right? I look at our people all the way back to the ancestors. I look at Africa. We are a very tribal society in a sense that we really connect with each other. We are, the terms, it takes a village, comes from our people. It doesn't come from anywhere else. All of these different things is because we are so interconnected and we help each other out and we look out for each other. So I'm not sure if it's something that's innate or if it's something else to where did we along the way, was there a strand that's broken in the DNA along the way where we kind of lost that, or do we really not understand? Because I've attended funerals of white people, and no matter how traumatic the death might have been, there's a certain level of decorum that is still there. Mm-hmm. And I've gone to funerals of black folks, and they want to throw themselves onto the casket, especially when it's the person that was the provider that's gone.
Right? Listening to you talk, what I just thought about was black folks don't want to take risks. We like to be in a comfort zone. We like to know what it is and how it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And I think life insurance has burnt people in a sense where they don't trust it.
Why? How?
Because you have situations where they answer the health questions and they may not answer the health questions correctly or tell the truth, and it comes out now the insurance policy doesn't pay.
Oh, I see.
The policy wasn't explained to the family exactly like it needed to be explained so they can understand what they have, so the claim didn't pay out. So for black people with that risk that's involved, I think that it's happened so many times, or that we're just simply not educated enough on the matter because it has something to do with finance, which is not widely talked about in black communities.
Yeah.
So I think it's all relevant. And I think that is what's causing that missing piece that we have, why we don't see the value in it.
I would say this too. Mm-hmm. That is for the older population. Remember back in the day, the insurance man would come out and they pick up the cash.
That's right.
So a lot of those policies didn't pay out.
Yeah.
Or a lot of those policies, they have been paying on it for years. And it was like, oh, you kidding me? Grandma been paying on this for years, and this is only $3,000, $5,000. So they don't like it, so that group was probably about 80, 90 years old. So when you get to their children now who are about 60, they don't like it. They figure it didn't pay out, or their mother, missed a payment. Mm-hmm. So now it didn't pay out. So they're like, I don't want it. I don't believe it. Y'all just want money. You just trying to get a sale. And another thing too, I also feel in our community, when you said us being educated, we have something surrounding us about seeing our people get paid. Mm. I mean, if we're going to be quite honest, sometimes we're not comfortable seeing our people profit. Mm-hmm. It's, you hear that, you hear small business owners sometimes say it, when we go into a shop, we want to get a discount. We want to find a way where you can bring it down. But if we go in Neiman Marcus somewhere, we're just going to pay what it is. Mm-hmm. Or if it's a certain other store, somebody a different race, we're just going to accept it. Mm-hmm. But with our people, I've been doing this for about 10 years now. And this is not all. I just want to say, this is, of course, we're not talking about everybody. the large percentage that does get insurance, because I know some people here like they just tearing us up today, right?
Well, and that's the thing. But we're coming from a place of love, because I know where you guys are coming from, and it's more of a concern to say, hey, look, we can do better as a people. So this is what we're doing. Those who are educated, those who know better, those who are not thinking, oh, my finances is my business, let me just hold everything close and near and dear to me. That's the exception, and they're doing just fine. They don't need help. But overall, there is an overwhelming macro consciousness that is enveloping our people, and we need to just lift that veil.
Yeah, I like what Willie said. That's huge. It didn't pay out before, or it paid out very little, so now they don't trust.
And that story from generation to generation. You remember when grandmama and she didn't do it, and they didn't pay, and I went through all this, and I sent them all this death certificate stuff, and it still didn't pay. Trickle down effect.
So that has to do with the snake oil salesman who came by and tricked these people.
Right.
And for the most part, what did that person look like?
They didn't look like us.
My point is that person was going around with a suitcase selling to our folks, insurance salesmen, some 40, 50 years ago, right? And I know for my own personal experience that, especially in small towns, I've been in Mississippi selling in Memphis in certain parts of town, where people would doubt me more and be more wary of me selling to them because I'm black. To selling to black people, right? But they'll buy from a white person because there's more trust. But that trust has been broken. And so now they're looking at the entire industry as in, this is something that's happened and it's going to keep happening. So that's why we don't believe it.
I want to say one more thing, too. And Willie, you've probably noticed this. Sometimes when we go out, people have been burned in life and they're not happy. So they get to a certain age and they've gotten so miserable because their life didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. So when you show up, we're showing up as help, but to them, we're showing up as a bill. We're showing up as a problem. We're showing up as...
Instead of the solution to a problem.
And mind you, they sent the lead in. They're the ones who filled out a form for us to come out to see them. But if you happen to show up on the wrong day, they want to bring up a story. When they filled the form out, they were in a good mood that day. They were thinking, right, I'm going to do the right thing, right? But then you don't know what transpired in those last 2 weeks. So now when we show up, it's, kind of like, I didn't get what I wanted out of life, so I'm not going to leave anything behind.
They nobody had no party off me.
Yeah, nobody left me nothing.
That's a jacked up way of thinking.
But that's how they think, though.
We hear it.
I don't want to leave anything for anyone behind.
Well, that's what we hear.
That's so interesting. Because again, like I said, going to these funerals and attending these funerals, I would see that when the main provider, mom or dad, those people, when they leave, everyone is falling apart because it's like this was financially the backbone of this family. On top of the pain and dealing with
the loss.
The loss. Now you're also thinking, I'm about to lose this house. I'm about to lose everything else. So how is that not something that our folks are looking at? Even down when it comes to just even burying the person. It always breaks my heart whenever I see that they're doing some kind of GoFundMe for this person. And I saw on Nextdoor the other day, the app Nextdoor, where, they posted this picture of this young man who's in his 30s, 3 very young children, and he dies. And now there's a GoFundMe to just bury him. Forget trying to take care of the family, just to take care of his burial. And that's not something that was put in place by a lot of people.
And people don't realize just that selfishness puts those 3 children, they don't have a great foot in life. They're already behind.
Yeah.
Because nothing was put in place to ensure that those 3 children would be able to prosper. I mean, that just keeps going and going and going. So we all know that most of our counterparts, they got their wealth from insurance, from life insurance, from annuities, from those IULs, when they do work.
When you say counterparts, you mean the other races.
The other races.
Other people who are more educated about this stuff.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So we're already doing our families a disjustice, just by not having $5,000 to $8,000 to $12,000, $15,000 worth of burial coverage in place.
Yeah.
I made a post here recently, and it said, if you think paying $50 a month is hard, try coming up with $15,000 in a week. That's pressure.
Yeah.
But we don't think about that or don't care about that until now we're faced with it. Yeah. So we're going to always be financially behind
I'm going to say this. We lost, our love. A lot of us in the community, we lost our heart. Because back in the day, think about it, those 80-year-olds, they took care of business. Now, they may have been in the wrong product and didn't know any better.
That's right. Makes sense.
Doing it,
Yeah.
but they still did it. It still was important. Even if it didn't show up the way, it was supposed to show up, they still made sure, I'm going to take care. This is like a love letter. What has happened in our community, I can even tell, let me give you an example. We can go in a house. Now, back in the day, if you went into an old person's house, they're going to offer you something. They're going to have some food. They're going to make you eat it.
Drink some coffee or something.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're going to have something. Baby, let me get you something.
Some water.
Water. Now, this is not for the people that buy, but I go into a lot of homes and I'm like, man, people aren't cooking anymore. They're not offering anything. It's no hospitality.
Correct.
Like stuff that my grandmother would just, are you kidding me? If we didn't have enough, if we thought we had enough for us, it was like, no, you're going to split that because we got unexpected company.
Yeah.
And that's what you're going to do.
Funny.
And you better not frown about it, right? So that love and that, baby, we going to be all right regardless because I prayed. That is missing in the community. So when you take that out, people think, oh, that's not a big deal. It is because you're losing the heart of the person. And that heart of that same type of person is going to take their last dime and make sure their babies is okay. If it's $50 or $80, they're going to scrub it together, right? So now when you lose that, you have that same grandmother or grandfather now that just, I don't want nothing, they ain't left nothing for me. These kids don't even come over here,
That was a good impression.
See,
You should be doing the impression at the end of the show.
Do the impression,
That
man.
needs to be it right
Hey,
there.
I think we need to. Flip this coin again, man.
But they do that. And we're sitting there like, you sitting there saying now, you need to get yourself together, Mr. Jones, right? But he's mad. He's mad at the world. They don't take accountability. We got to kind of think about this too. A lot of that generation, if we're going to get real serious about this, a lot of them got on drugs real bad. Like if I go into certain, areas where I get a 70-year-old or something, their kids got on drugs real bad. Like they worked for Ford or they worked for certain companies. They were dignified and they had it together. But as children don't. So when we're dealing with the children.
Are those the children that say, my mama got a policy on me?
Exactly.
My daddy.
Let's be real. Or
That's the men.
Or they living in the house.
Oh, they're living in the house. 50, 60 years old,
he come
still
out
living.
the back room and he mad. You get what I mean? And now the 80-year-old putting insurance on a 55, 60-year-old man.
Yeah.
But when she passes away or he passes away, that generation, the people that don't buy it, that 40%, a lot of that is at 40%. So when you lose the heart of a person, of a culture, we've had, where we go in, and you probably experienced it too. Back in the day, you would never, especially in the South, we're talking about the South here.
Yeah.
You would never experience someone, what you doing here? Get on out of here. Nobody ain't call you. We didn't get that.
Right.
We got the, hey, baby, and what you need, and come on in. Now, sometimes we get that, but that's not, it's rare. Well, that used to be the majority.
Right.
And the mean person would be rare.
You're right.
Now the mean, personality is catching up with the sweetness and, hey,
never thought about
baby,
that.
how you doing? So, hey, baby person, they're like, Lord, I ain't got no Lord. Let me figure this out. Let me think. What, give me $30? Well, they get a piece of money.
Yeah. Exactly.
And now you don't get that. They ain't getting a piece of nothing. But think about this. The grandmothers and grandfathers are different. Somebody put a post up, and it was funny, but it wasn't funny. He said, if I see one more grandma drinking Hennessy in tights, I will scream. And let's think about that now.
Oh, man.
You got a grandma drinking Hennessy and in tights.
Yeah.
Well, back in the day, you had a grandma, a little fat. My grandma was real skinny, but either way, one of the two. And they cooking all the time, and they loving on you.
With a moo-moo on.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a moo-moo on. Even if she dressed up, she was always serving.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Now it's the culture, I'm going to get me. It's about me.
Yeah, it was a certain dignity.
Yes.
And, altruism from that generation. And
That's
then
right.
the generation we have right now, because like you said, grandfathers
I ain't
and
keeping no
grandmothers.
baby. I got to go to the club myself.
Grandfathers and grandmothers are 40, 50.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And if you think about it, when we were like 10, 12 years old, they were still 40-50, but there was a different way that they acted.
Yes.
Right? So it's definitely lost. You said something a little earlier, Jennifer, I caught on. I don't know if you have that trademarked, but if you don't, you need to. If you made it up, I don't know.
Okay.
But an insurance policy is a love letter. Did you make that up?
No.
No, I did.
Oh, man, bro, that's dope.
That's a love letter that you leave back to your family.
Bro, that is so powerful. But it's such a true statement. That's why it caught me. It is a true statement. Do you use that when you talk to people?
Yes.
I've used it, yeah.
Yeah, because that just makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember I have an uncle who we were trying to get a policy on, and we were just asking him to pay a little bit on it. And he flipped out. He was just like, I don't care. We were like, listen, when you go, just so we can at least take care of those expenses, you're not leaving anything for anyone behind, but let's not put anyone else in a financial burden based on, your demise. And his response was, man, I'm going. I don't care. Throw me in the box.
The backyard.
Yeah, throw me in the box. Put me wherever. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm game. I'll put him in the box. I'm like, that's fine. Sure.
Whatever you want. Find a
But
wishes.
that's not a real believer, too, because a lot of our community, we say we're Christians. I'm a Christian, I'm a believer. They go to church every Sunday. But in their actions, it's like, you won't even put $50 away. So when you say, where does that come from? We think it's, miseducation, and it's heart. We have really lost our heart. That has need to be studied. We need to. I'm being serious.
I think that you hit the nail on the head with that one. The theme of this whole thing, this entire conversation, is we've lost our heart. It really makes sense.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, because there's two different type of policies that we're talking about. One is what do you call it? Is it an end of life policy or
Final expense.
Final expense policy? Talk to us about that a little bit. What it covers, how it works, why people should get it.
Okay. Final expense, that's normally for people age 50 to 85. This is a strict burial insurance. Why should they get it? Because most people have term and it's going to expire. And this is the only policy that will pretty much forever be there, one of the only ones. And a lot of people can get it because it's going to take care of the burial or the cremation. It's going to pay out a lot quicker than your $100,000 million policy. It has that particular benefit. It's going to pay quicker. It's whole life. It's fixed.
Even if you have something else, you should just get that, because this is strictly for your final expense and it's so immediate. So you don't have to dig into the bigger policy if you have a larger policy.
Exactly. And I have that too. I'm sorry, Willie. I have that too. So we have a lot of policies. If you're a good insurance agent, because we're not talking about the ones that don't even have a policy trying to sell the insurance. They don't have insurance.
Yeah.
So I even tell my family, like, look, we have the final expense. You're going to take this, and this is what you're going to use for the funeral. All mommy's other policies, this whole life, this bigger term, all those other policies, they're going to drag their feet a little bit maybe. Okay, they got legally have up to 90 days to pay it out. It's legit. But nobody's going to be in a rush to give you girls, $1 million.
And you won't be stressing about
exactly
how to take care of those final
expenses. So you
expenses.
need more than one.
And I like to use this analogy when I'm talking to the client, that life insurance policy that you have or a lifestyle policy, you keep that, let that pay off your bills or possibly even financial gain. This particular program right here is going to take care of that immediate need, which you all just said. However, I like to include the final expense policy is going to protect that larger policy.
That makes sense.
You're not going to have to wait on it. That money is going to be secure for everything else. This is going to be earmarked for this. And it's a better system. It's a better way. It's just financial planning. So we're not trying to replace anything that you have. We just want to add to what you have.
Yeah. And it makes sense. That particular product makes sense. I'm surprised that it's 50 to 85, considering just we are living longer. For some reason, maybe it's just because, I've had to face mortality lately because I've lost some friends, but I'm also seeing people in their 40s just kick the bucket a whole lot. So I'm not sure. That's
just a target market. We do have a carrier we're with that goes from 0 to 85. Okay. The reason why this product, this final expense product is like that, they're not doing blood and urine. They're not really checking that deep. So let's say
no height and weight.
Yeah, let's say we got a gentleman, an uncle or something. He never goes to the hospital.
Yeah.
He could be sick.
Yeah.
We have to cover him. If he never goes, he would get final expense first day coverage because he doesn't know he's sick.
So it's easy to get.
So he dies immediately.
Very liberal underwriting.
We got to pay it out.
Yeah.
So the rate is a little higher because one, they're older. It's a smaller policy, and they're not doing all that blood and urine. So the insurance company is taking a huge risk.
That's right.
By taking you on. So a lot of times they only like to deal with 50 to 85 because
Gotcha.
it's like, okay.
Okay, that makes sense. So now talk to us about the other policies, the other products. So one of them that I hear a lot is term versus whole life. What exactly is whole life itself?
Okay. Whole life is still that final expense plan. It's just a smaller one. A whole life is, say you have for a child or 20, 30, 40-year-old, you're going to get a better rate. It's just a policy that's going to build cash value. And it's going to be not that one. You have some carriers where you don't have to do blood and urine, but for the most part you do. They want to make sure you're healthy and that they're going to put you in the product because they got the insurance companies on the hook. If you die soon, then they out $100,000, $500,000, maybe $1 million policy. Those are a lot more expensive, but I try to get people early to get those because that's when people go into business and they say, well, what's that policy to where when people borrow off it? That's that whole life policy. But that's you're going to pay about $100, $200 a month for that policy.
Unless you got it when you were like 20 years old.
Yes.
Is that right?
Exactly. And most people don't get it at that age, and most people, a parent will get it that's very well informed.
Yeah.
Will get it for their children. But those type of policies are great policies to have. It builds cash value. You can borrow against it. So it's very beneficial. We have those policies as well.
So I hear a whole lot of, you see those TikTok videos or any type of reel where someone will say that we don't use our money. We amassed all this wealth from our insurance. What exactly are you talking about? How is that happening? Is that a bunch of bullshit or what is that?
Man, that's you can go ahead, Jeff.
Those are those IULs.
IULs.
Oh my God, people kill me with that. And I'm like, listen, I'm not saying you cannot do an IUL. IUL
What does that
is
stand for?
Index Universal Life Policy.
I still don't know what that means.
Yeah,
but does that have to do with the
you.
stock market?
Yes, it does. So what it is you're supposed to take a certain amount of money. It's just like a whole life policy. It's similar. But let's say your premium is supposed to be for that $1 million policy. Let's say it's supposed to be, if you're young, $400 a month. This idea is don't just pay $400 a month. You're going to dump in an extra $400 a month, right? Because you want to make it pop. But it's depending on the S&P 500. Now, it's index. It means you won't lose any money if the market tanks, but you won't gain anything.
Got it.
And what happens with that policy, if you are not able to keep up those high payments, you're going to stop doing it. And when I got in the industry, I was like, I want to sell this. It's a good product, and let's put people in it. But it's very few people that can afford it. Think about it. If it's only 10% of the population that earns $100,000 or more, now, how many people are going to really be able to keep up with that because they're living a certain lifestyle?
Yeah, you're shrinking your target market.
Yeah, you're shrinking the target market. But for people that want it, and we see all this TikTok stuff, and what they don't tell you, a lot of these guys that's been on these podcasts, they're in jail. Because legally, even if insurance companies allow you to do something, legally as insurance agents, we're not supposed to show you how to get in a product to beat taxes.
Right.
Even though it has that MEC thing and MEC and all of that, it's like, I'm not supposed to show you how to overfund. It's still considered a life insurance policy. So now people are getting sued. Insurance company, they get sued. Guess who they're going to sue? They're going to sue that insurance guy. You get what I mean? For trying to show it and project it, it's going to do this and this, and people on the hype. But most people who even want the product and explain it that way, they want quick money. What is it going to do in 5 years? If you're thinking 5 years, this is not the product for you. If you're not thinking 20 years from now, do not get into it. And a lot of people are getting into it late. You are 55 and 60. You are, okay, I'm glad you're making money now, but this is really not the product for you. How many people are going to do the statistics, right? Most people, when they get to a certain age, their income goes down because you retire, you get older, whatever reason, right? So you're projecting that your income is going to stay this high throughout your whole life, and you're going to want to overfund it. I could put a few people in that product. In a year, they're trying to pull money out. Like, you just put the money in here. It's not going to pop. Showed you it's not going to pop to at least year 3. I mean, do anything. I'm not even saying pop. Just do anything at year 3, any cash value. For you. So they waste the money.
And they're getting it and they want to get the money back because they can't afford to pay the premiums anyway.
Something happened. A trucking company and the trucking industry where I need my money. Then it's a headache. So I just tell people don't.
Gotcha.
Don't believe the hype.
Yes.
Don't believe that.
So what I hear a lot also as an objection as to why they don't need a policy is because I'm already insured through work. I already have a policy. And that has to be a lot of people because I've heard it a lot. And I'm not in the industry and I still hear it. Like, well, I'm insured through my company. I've got a policy, so I'm good. I don't need to buy anything extra.
Man, I mean, that just goes to being uneducated. I mean, what if the job quits you or you quit the job? Then what you got? Many of my clients, they worked all their lives. They have this insurance on their job. Now they retire. They 65, 66, whatever. Now they don't have any life insurance.
I think people think that they can keep it.
I mean, if you work for the state or the government, I mean, sometimes those type of policies, can transfer, can follow you. But I mean, the ordinary Joe Blow. I mean, when you quit trading, hours for dollars, they're done with you. Okay. They own the policy. When there's a work policy in place, you get a certificate, but you don't actually hold the policy in your hand. They don't send that to you, because it's all paid in that group benefit.
In that pool, yeah.
And I see so many times now they retire, now they got health issues. Now they got a heart problem. They got this going on, so now they got to pay more. A lot more for it. And it's unfortunate, and I hate to hear people say that.
Yeah. To me, it's such an easy objection to handle because if I hear it, to me, it should be, oh, you didn't know. Well, listen, when you no longer have that job, you no longer have that policy. Yeah. And then you're 20, 30 years older, even if you don't have health issues, it's just going to be more expensive by sheer virtue of your age. Right. And that conversation should be done. Right. But I still hear pushback. I'm like, what are we still talking about? Right. Did I just explain it to you?
Because there still is new. I think for one, with the education piece on that is new. So it's like their brain is digesting. So it's like, okay, let me digest this in my brain. Is they telling the truth? And I really don't want to spend the money. So they're trying to outthink you. Yeah. It's like they're trying to play chess in their brain. Like, what other way can I tell her, no, I don't want to pay?
Anything but pay some money or invest some money in your future. And
I'm going to tell you something, too. I found that, to me, that's the easier one, depending on what they do for a living. Mm-hmm. For the most part, when people are doing, sometimes high-paying career people think different.
That's true.
If you sit down with them, they at least let you sit down and explain. Mm-hmm. You get what I mean? Yeah. But sometimes when people are making a lesser amount of income, depending on what they do for a living, I get more headache from that person. And also, too, I will say this, too, on that type of thing. True. The higher level of income, because you got to be a certain level, most of the time, certain level of person to get to that income. Right. Your word means something to them. So when their word means something, if I say, let's schedule an appointment, this or this, they're more likely to oh, she got me, right? Mm-hmm. And they'll show up and they'll listen. And 9 times out of 10, because they're big on their word, they're either going to buy something or they're going to refer you. I've kind of found that to be a lot easier to say, hey, you do have it. However, let's look at this. And also, too, as agents, that's where our training comes in, not making people wrong. Yeah. If I make you wrong and everything you say, I'm like, you wrong. You, you,
that ain't how that work.
Yeah, that work.
You shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, you ain't thinking straight, right? So I'm already kind of told you don't make the right decisions. So if I say you right in how you thinking, right? Your thinking is right, but let's do this. Let's meet up because you're sharp. You're gonna make the right decision. So I have to always confirm that they're intelligent and they're gonna make the right decision. Then I have an open space to give my knowledge and to educate. But if I
they're not gonna be on their defense. That you're breaking down.
Yeah, but if I come to you and I was like, Willie, you ain't know what you're doing. Right. Willie, why you do that?
I already don't want to talk to you.
First of all,
I'm gonna miss the appointment. I may call you and cancel. I probably won't ever answer the phone again.
She doing too much. Yeah. So it's a psychology game. We're dealing with so many different people. And I think in insurance, people think like us.
Yeah. If I see one more fish fry flyer.
I've never seen them. The crazy thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know what
I've seen it posted on Facebook.
I have never seen a fish fry. So when we first got in the industry and people say it's going to be a fish fry, they want to, I just be like, what's a fish fry? They were like, Jennifer, the stuff they do and people don't have. I said, I have never.
Hot place, girl.
Yeah, hot place. When they sell barbecue, I was like, I ain't know that's on no funeral.
You think they didn't want to cook for anybody?
I didn't know why they were selling plates. It didn't,
raising money for that funnel.
Yeah,
you can't bury this person.
Now I saw GoFundMe's because we got those GoFundMe things on, and I tell my own family, I mean to divert y'all. Listen, do not call me. Don't you dare. I hate to say, if anybody pass away, y'all better pass by me and ask for
I'm not
money.
giving a dime. You know what I do?
Yeah.
You know what I do for a living? I'm at family barbecues talking about life insurance. They see me coming. They're like, Willie coming.
Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have a policy with me, do you? Everybody else do, but you don't.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm with you on that because that just makes sense to me. We know what to do, or at least someone's trying to tell you, but you were too busy trying to push them off as in like, no, you're trying to sell me something. I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested, whatever. And now someone died and now you're on Facebook and wherever else and you're trying to raise money. No, you can't contact me either. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. No, we don't. I don't want to rap. When I tried to rap with you before, I don't want to rap. No, but
Sometimes they scared to call you too. I hear from somebody else.
Yeah.
You know her mama died. I'm like, who mama died? I'm like, are you kidding me? You know how many times I've been trying to get that girl? Does she have insurance? Girl, she right here. I said, she know better than call me. Do not call me. It's just despicable. You know,
I hate
it's
to be like
trifling.
that, but
Well, it's not like you didn't try to get to them and help them first.
Yeah.
I try to help you prior.
it's like when I told you, and you hate to be one of you that I told you. You hate to be that person, but
Yeah.
I mean, I told you.
Is there something also in our community where even talking about death, it's kind of taboo? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like people don't like it. You know, grandmother is 85 years old. We know she's going to go. Hell, we're going to go. We don't know when. But more likely that person is on their way at some point, right? And we know it's in the near future. And yet when you bring it up to your brothers and sisters and say, hey, we should do something, maybe set some money aside or get a policy, or we should have already gotten it, but let's get it quickly.
Right.
And they're like, don't talk about that or whatever. Like, do you run into that a lot?
It's not a lot. It's just really people don't want to spend the money. All of those things are objections. Because think about it. If you don't want it, the ones that we get that really don't want to talk about it, you know, they say, don't even go through that book. Just how much is it? That's when you get is really like, I don't like talking about death. But it's just all of this stuff is just reasons to what they believe. They got plans for that money, that $100 a month or $80 a month or sometimes $50. And in their mind, you are not coming into their cigarette money. You're not interfering with their, going
Their
out
beer
to
money.
eat, their nail money, and they just foolishness.
And then some of them are still helping their grown children.
Yeah, so they can't really afford it because they got to.
Right. And then they'll go ahead and get the policy, and then their grown children will get the mama to cancel the policy because it's interfering with the money that she was receiving from her mother.
Wow.
We see that too.
They come out that back room.
Yeah.
See, if they have a educated
You know what's
child,
funny? I'm so sorry. I'm picturing it. I'm in the service industry. I've seen exactly what you're talking about. The one I come out that back room. I'm picturing that person doing it.
And she said it, walking down the hall.
They were like, what you talking about? What mama, what you doing?
Exactly.
She don't need none of that. She don't need none of that. We ain't. I'm like, sir,
You're being provided for.
do you have a policy? Because I'm going to get a policy on somebody today. I done drove all the way out here. Somebody getting this.
Somebody buying something.
Man.
So they'll come out the back room. Either one or two things. You're going to either get the ignorant person come out the back room because they feel like their state of mind is, you're taking away the money that mama going to get to me.
That's right.
$100.
That's right.
Or you get the person who he's still an opportunist, but they're a little bit deeper thinker. Nah, I'm going to get mama to put me on this one because, she low on the other one. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get on this one. I'm going to be the beneficiary.
Yeah.
So that is a difference. So if I get that one, I'm like, good, he can help me. Sit down.
Right.
And we're going to convince mom to get this.
Amen corner.
This is a respect level too. We don't have respect for our race.
What do you mean by that?
Because if I come in, and we come in looking good. Now, I know Willie and I do.
And you guys are sharp as hell right now.
You know.
Look, and this wasn't planned.
Yeah, I just threw
This is how you wake up on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the color scheme. And
We did not.
paint and jeans.
We did not.
You look at my socks. Had no idea.
But we deal with the respect. And we come in, if I come into your home and you hear someone and you know they're educated, you know they have a license, right? I'm not coming in there with my hair all top of my head and saying ain't got no.
You're professional.
You come in professional, and then you have our race of somebody who's not professional. And you're trying to out-professional me in my craft.
Out-professional you.
Yes. I didn't came up with a word.
Well, that's good, but you gotta explain that one. What exactly is happening? What's Jerome out the back room?
Or it's a woman. Sometimes it's a woman. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
So they see you, and it's something triggers them.
Okay.
I don't like that you're coming in here and you're impressing my mother or father, or you're carrying yourself a certain way. So sometimes you get a little hate. And they come in that room hating, and then they're trying to, their Google knowledge, and you're trying to, and it's like, I can't
They just did in the back room.
Yeah, I can't insult you because it could ruin your mother getting insurance, and it's something going to help you anyway. But 9 times out of 10, that person's not even a beneficiary. So they don't have a dog in the fight because you're not a responsible child because you live here.
Ooh, damn.
You get what I mean? You're in the back room. You're taken care of.
Right.
But I have to, and see, in the insurance business, we talk about the product and sell the product, but the psychology of what we have to deal with, what I'm going into.
Right.
I may be going into a father or mother that really wants to provide, but they got a knucklehead for a kid that's causing issues, but for some reason, because of maybe guilt, they're allowing that child to kind of control what they do.
Sure.
And the child is coming in there, they look at sizing you up. Well, I'm just saying, you came over here without, calling. Like, me and your mom got past that. So I got to redo that with you, right? Then it's another thing. How we know this real? Whatever price you say, man, that's too high. Mama, you can get that for $9.99 on TV. You're like, sir. Everybody would be in insurance if it was $9.99 a month.
That's
like,
right.
you freaking kidding
Make
me?
it make sense.
Yeah.
So we have to deal with, we deal with this with respect, though. Because I'm going to be honest with you. If I was a white woman, Jennifer, or if he's a white, Mr. Nash, they would be tightened up. Nobody wants to talk about it.
It's like we got company. Let's act right.
Let's act right. And I ain't gonna question Mr. Charlie. Because evidently he knows what he's talking about. But they can either know what you're talking about, but it's the disrespect, it's being envious,
And don't have a nice car.
I know you don't pull up in your car.
I do.
Oh.
When I do go, 99% is done over the phone for me.
Yeah.
But when I do go out, I'm very conscious of that.
But there's also the fact that nobody wants to invest in the losers. So at the same time,
If they have that right
if they
mindset.
see success, they're thinking, well, he has to be successful because he does something right.
Right.
And therefore because if you pull up my house, whether you're a financial advisor, lawyer, or insurance agent, and you look like you're struggling, I'm probably going to just hold back a little bit. Because I'm going to be like,
I don't know if you know
I
what
don't
you're
know.
doing.
Yeah,
Look, that's like going to the barbershop and nobody's ever at that man's seat.
You know what I'm
It's the
saying?
reason nobody's
It's the reason.
I ain't never seen nobody in his seat before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you experiment on me, bro. No. Yeah, you ain't gonna be. No, I'm not gonna be your first client or whatever's going on. You know. So you're right. People look at all these different things. I have a friend. His grandmother, she's passed now, but he brought it up to his father, mother, couple of cousins and brothers, and they were going to have a very expensive policy on her. I think it's going to be some ridiculous amount of money, probably like $1,000 a month, something really, really high because she was old. But it was going to be $1 million policy. And some kind of way, she qualified for it. So he already did the math. This is a super smart dude. He did the math already. He was just like, even if we pay this for like the next 5 years, the odds of her living past this point. So then he brought it up to the family, had a little meeting. Man, he almost cut this man's head off. She's a matriarch of the family. How dare you?
Why are you thinking about her dying?
Yeah, and you're trying to profit.
Yeah.
So, of course, it didn't go 5 years. 2 years later, she passes, and he's looking at them like this. It's $1 million. He's like, we're sad, and she did everything for us. But this was our money. It's not like she would have been paying it. We would have been paying it. And this is inevitable.
That's what I'm about to say. It's going to happen.
It's inevitable. And I don't know why that's such a hard subject to broach.
But see, that's where that matriarch has to come into play and say, y'all need to do this.
Yeah, but again, we go back to the education. Right? This is someone, matriarch in the sense that she's had the strength and she kept the family together. She did everything she was supposed to do for them.
She cooked them biscuits.
But yeah, exactly. All that good stuff.
But like I say, it still goes back to, even people back then, when they had those little education, they were smarter than people got degrees.
Some of them.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I'm like, what were y'all learning in school? 'Cause, but It goes back to the heart, the education. And sometimes, you know what people got to stop doing? I don't like going into a house and people want to rally the whole family together to get a policy. And certain cultures do that. I'm like, okay, calm. I'm not playing with you. You need to pay for it. And then get your brothers and sisters to pay you back. You get something lower, like if he wanted $1 million, maybe you don't need to get $1 million. Mm-hmm. Maybe you need to get $500,000 or $200,000 that you can afford, and you just take yourself over there and sign up your grandma.
Yeah, he could have did that.
And what happens is we want to wait on people, and that's why stuff doesn't get done.
That's true.
We get calls a lot of times I always get the calls when they pass away, right?
Yeah.
I see your card. What did Mama get? Right? We get that, and I said,
Mama didn't get none.
Mama didn't get anything. And the next thing they always say is how much it would have cost. We give them a quote. You mean to tell me? Well, we had to pay. God, dog, man, we had to pay $80. Shit, we could have came up. And in my mind, I'm like, no, you wouldn't have, because she would have called you, and you would have came up with some reasonable way you want to think about it.
Yeah.
So we kind of go through that. People, I don't know why people don't think people gonna die. Like, it's still a puzzle to me, because we actually got a license. We're in the industry. I don't know. I just thought this was going to be an easy sell, especially with pastors and church folk. I ain't going to lie. They the worst. I don't know if you need to edit that or not, but
No.
I'm being real. When I sit in front of God forgive me, a lot of pastors.
God forgive me.
I'm serious.
Listen, trust me, God knows about them. Go ahead.
Yeah. They start this, well, and I'm going to, make this decision when I feel need. I'll give you a call back. And it's like, sir, what are you talking about? What happens if you die tonight? You working, you're a pastor. What do you mean? They don't want pushback. There was a lot of arrogance. And the wife was back there rolling her eyes like, oh, I'm so sick of him. You know what I mean? Like, he just won't listen to anybody.
Yeah.
So a lot of pastors, a lot of church people, they're just doing a lot of things because when I came in, I told my mom, she's having in church, a prophetess. I said, Mom, sign up all these church people. We're going to get them covered. She said,
Yeah, she knew.
She said, baby, all right now. I was like, what you mean all right now? They're going to do something. And they were the most difficult. Oh, God. They were the most difficult to deal with. I was like, I don't even want to deal with them, because I was burned so bad from people getting policies that were heavy in the church and were not paying the dang on policy, or just would not even get it.
Yeah. We tried our best through this conversation to have maybe some light be shed on the subject, and hopefully that will trigger someone to kind of think a little bit differently and kind of relook at their situation. I know exactly what you mean from my dude in the back. I keep going back to that, because I can tell you, even selling security systems, that I would go to a house and there was a young woman who just bought a house. She saved, it was all hers, and she had a boyfriend. And then she would make the decision for her to be safe. And here comes the boyfriend who was just leeching off of her, come out the back and then kill the whole sale, because she didn't need to be secure because she had him. All he did was hang around the house and play video games all day and drove her car.
But it was really about you. It was you.
Yeah.
I could have went in and sold her. A lot of men don't like anyone advising their woman.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
If you look a certain way and y'all come in and with a certain level of confidence and you get what I mean, dressed up, that's a threat.
Yeah.
And their brain is thinking, he doesn't think you're going to come in here one time. His brain is thinking, this thing break down, this joker going to be on it. I keep seeing him. No.
I know what you mean.
That's what their brain is thinking. Like, he coming out with a Jamaican Haitian accent. They're like, nah, brother. Get your smooth self out of here.
Oh, God.
Man.
That's true.
Bring somebody else.
That's funny.
Oh, boy.
So what's your final message to our people?
Bring your heart back. Really self-diagnose yourself and think about your family and who you really love. Check yourself. Like, let's really get back into the heart of it. And it's not a one-person thing. It's a family thing. If you're a child and you notice somebody doesn't have anything, just look around at your family and look at the type of legacy that you want to leave behind and what you want your family known for. Make your family name important and valuable.
Yeah.
And that this is what we do. We have honor, we have dignity, and just bring honor and dignity back to your family. And that's the most important way I feel to do it.
Where can people find you?
I'm Jenny with Bill with Jenny on Instagram. Do you want me to leave my phone number?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll leave my phone number. My contact number is 770-868-6700. But my Facebook name is under Jennifer Lewis, but Bill with Jenny. BUILDWITHJENNY.
All right, awesome. Final message, brother.
Man, I don't think I can top that final message. That was all inclusive, and I echo everything that she said. I mean, no, I don't have anything to add to that. That was, simply amazing.
Yeah, that was well put.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We flipped the coin earlier, as per tradition.
I thought you forgot about that.
Nah. You just have to read the outro notes doing an impression. I don't care who you pick.
All right.
So let's set this up. So you're going to be the dude at the back whose grandma or mom is buying an insurance policy, and you're coming out.
Mama. Hey, why don't you get them to leave a 5-star review on our Apple Podcast? Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next week when we share conversations surrounding real issues we deal with every day.
How you go back to being Willie?
We're going to go back to Willie.
Willie, you went back to regular Willie.
I could not do that. But
you say you can't be a loser?
I can't.
They can't be a loser.
I can't
lose.
It's hard for me.
I can't lose.
It's hard for me to be a loser. The real me just came out. I couldn't do it.
We'll catch y'all next week, bro.
Black man's lens, each word keynote, mental storms, physical strife, hustling hard, the pulse of life, race love, and the entrepreneurs climb real talk, echoes of fine time, experts and friends, a powerful blend, tackling issues that never end, from our perspective, raw and true, a podcast for all but our point of view.